Welcome to another segment of Matt O'Bell presentation of OpenERP. My name is Ojo-Bello and I'm the head of strategy. Today we shall be looking at integrating business functions with OpenERP. This presentation will be in 3 parts. The introductory section will talk about Matt O'Bell, open source, and the OpenERP solution. Then next we'll look at an overview of OpenERP modules, because there are several modules. And finally, we'll take a module tour of the accounting module, just to describe and show the functionality of one of the modules, how the workflow really works, and how this module integrates with some other modules in OpenERP. As an introduction, we need to be reminded that organizations have various objectives. Many of those objectives ultimately help the bottom line and increase the value to the various stakeholders. But for the purpose of this presentation, we'll be looking at 4 key objectives, at least from the point of view of the solution we are presenting. The first objective is that organizations want to increase operational efficiency in the way they do business. They have to be more efficient in the way they manage the operations, in the way they report on transactions, in the way that every function of the business integrate with one another. Efficiency is always a very key objective. Number 2 objective is to protect valuable assets, such as human capital, physical assets, cash, receivables, inventory, and so on. Now, depending on the kind of business, some assets are more vulnerable than others. For example, a bank will be carrying a lot of cash as well. Cash is an asset, even though most of the time it's a liability to the bank. But from the point of view of that asset called cash, banks will be more vulnerable, and hence one of the things they would like to do is to protect the cash asset. For some other businesses, inventory may be the key asset that needs to be protected, just like human capital will be very, very key for a service-oriented business. So second objective will be to protect these valuable assets. Number 3 objective is to improve internal control systems. A system of internal control that is well enforced will ensure that transactions are carried out in approved manner, that the company's processes and procedures are strictly enforced. Last but not the least is the objective to deliver value and confidence to stakeholders. And when we say stakeholders here, we're not just talking about the shareholders. We're talking about the customers, the suppliers, the employees, the regulatory authorities like tax authorities, and then the shareholders, who are the owners of the business. All of these various stakeholders require that value is being delivered. And so one of the objectives, the last on this list, is that the company is seeking, a good company will seek for ways to deliver value and confidence. That word is very key, confidence to the stakeholders. This is exactly what enterprise resource planning applications do. They help us to achieve all the 4 objectives just mentioned, and even many more. Now, about Matt O'Bell, we are a software development and consulting services company. We usually say that Matt O'Bell does not sell software, and rightly so. What we do is we look at the unique requirements of our clients, look at the way they run their operations, look at processes and workflows, and then map our solution to meet the specific needs of the clients. So these solutions are tailor-made. They are solutions that are supposed to mirror exactly the way companies do business. So we take our time to map these processes, and through the collaborative efforts of our global partners, we're able to bring cutting-edge solutions to meet the demands of our clients' specific and unique requirements. So generally, these are our core services. As an OpenERP partner, we have the expertise to implement OpenERP projects and also to customize the application to the specific needs of our clients. We provide support at two levels, functionally and technically. The functional support aims to configure the application using data that has been provided by the clients. The technical solution or the technical support usually involves fixing bugs and then customizing the application to the specific needs. So there's something more technical here, and our technical team are able to provide that level of support. The functional team will be able to explain workflows and look for the hidden knowledge, the hidden things in OpenERP that will help the knowledge of the user. We also do data integration and migration services. It is possible that our clients may be coming from a legacy system and want to migrate their data or want to integrate with OpenERP. OpenERP also, from time to time, needs to be upgraded. During the period of upgrades to new versions, databases will have changed, the structure of the database will have changed. And one of the services that is provided through us by OpenERP is migration services. We also offer OpenERP training. As a leading OpenERP partner in Nigeria and the only certified training partner, we offer functional training leading to certification in OpenERP. And then last but not the least, generally we provide software development. We just can design or develop applications for any need. Now let's look at the ERP market. Today there are two major groups in the market. The group on the left is what we call the proprietary software vendors. The group on the right is called the open source vendors. So let's start with the PSVs, the proprietary software vendors. These vendors are the big known names, the likes of Microsoft, Oracle, SAP, Sage, who can only offer expensive and complex solutions to multinational companies, the blue chip companies, companies that can afford solutions in hundreds of thousands of dollars and even sometimes running to millions. We know on authority that there is a company that has so far invested about $2 billion in one of the applications offered by these proprietary software vendors. Now the problem is the PSVs just don't appeal to small and medium-sized organizations because of the cost, the complexity, and sometimes the rigidity of the application. We'll come to that shortly. Now, due to changing technologies, there are several companies that are offering far cheaper solutions with good functionalities, but at a very, very affordable price. These companies are targeting small, medium organizations or enterprises that cannot be catered for by the proprietary software vendors. So on the list on the right, you have what we call the OSVs, the open source vendors. And some of the notable names include OpenERP, Sugar CRM, OpenBravo, Compare, Epicor, and there are lots more. Now, OpenERP itself, one of the open source vendors, has a business model, very simple business model. It's very important we describe this so that we can understand the role of Matt O'Bell in delivering this solution in the local environment. Now, the OpenERP business model provides building blocks that allows partners to work in local environment and extend the functionality of OpenERP. So instead of fully developing the application and making it rigid and difficult to customize or change, OpenERP delivers a set of starting modules, or what you will call building blocks. And then the partners can work with the clients and take the unique environment and the specific needs of the clients into consideration, and then customize the solution in a way that truly and uniquely meets the client's needs. So till date, Matt O'Bell has developed about 30 private modules in the areas of school management, accounting, human resources, payroll, and so on and so forth. Now, what are the benefits of the open source application to a customer? Number one, zero license cost and low cost of ownership when you compare it with the proprietary software vendors. You also get an unparalleled support from a large community of developers. The open source ERP solutions are usually highly customizable. So because you have a lot of contributors from the community, changes are going on a daily basis. So the source codes are freely available and customization can be taken to any limit. There's also the advantage of flexibility and the freedom to do it yourself. With just a minimal technical resource in-house, many clients will be able to manage and change things even in this application, something you can't do with the proprietary softwares. And then last but not the least, there is the fact that you don't have a vendor lock-in. If you're not happy with a Microsoft or an SAP today, it's either you sink or write off your investment and then walk away. But most of the time, companies have invested such a huge amount that walking away is not really an option. So you keep sinking and sinking because you are putting in more money. That is not the case with an open source ERP solution. You are not locked into any vendor. Now, OpenERP itself today is a leading ERP system, both from the company point of view and from the solution itself. OpenERP as a company started in 2002 in Belgium. Today it has 6 offices spread worldwide. 2 offices in Belgium, 1 in India, 1 in Vancouver, 1 in California, and then 1 that was recently opened in China. There are over 1,000 contributors that are making inputs in the form of new modules to the application. Partners network is so very strong, with about 500 partners spread across 18 countries. And every day, at least 500 modules are added to the list of modules. More than 500 modules are available and 20 new modules are developed on a daily basis. Based on the interest that is currently generated around the software, it is true to say that it is the #1 open source ERP system in terms of acceptance in the market. So what does OpenERP offer? OpenERP offers one software package that meets all the enterprise needs. There's no longer a need to try to computerize HR, procurement, the customer relationship management, the budgeting, the accounting, and have separate systems, which even though they are computerized, at the end of the day, pulling everything together at the end of the month will require some manual work. But when you have an integrated system like OpenERP, it's a single software that meets all the enterprise needs. Number 2 benefit is that there is no double encoding of information. The information that gets in at the end of one pipe is the same information that is used throughout the life cycle of the transaction. That definitely adds to the integrity of the data, as well as removes the double job, extra work of continuing re-encoding and double encoding of information. The other benefit is that tasks are automated because the business processes themselves are integrated. So when you do something in HR, automatically the impact is reflected in the accounting module. The user interface is very friendly. If you can use any web browser, you can use OpenERP. It also comes with integrated business intelligence that allows you to do complex analysis and what-if scenarios. It has a dynamic dashboard where reports are dynamically added as transactions are taking place. Reports are dynamically added to a dashboard. And for those who are interested in consolidating multiple locations, multiple companies, information from OpenERP is consolidated in real time. OpenERP is also modular. Even though there are several modules, it means that we can add modules at any time and as needed. The system also comes with a powerful messaging system which integrates with any email server or client, whether it's Outlook or Thunderbird. Partners can access the applications remotely using the portal access for customers or suppliers, so that your customers and your suppliers can see invoices, they can see purchase orders that have been approved in the system, or continually be in touch with information that is released from time to time by the company. OpenERP is also multilingual. All the known world currencies are also available, so it's also multi-currency. You can bill in one currency and pay in another currency. The product also comes with a multi-company tool that allows for easy consolidation. Now let's talk about the various modules. There is a long list of modules, but we'll just mention a few of them. Number 1 is the accounting and finance module. Then you have the customer relationship management module, the supplier relationship management, the inventory control, the purchase order and procurement, human resources, sales order and management, warehousing, production and manufacturing, project management, document management, the payroll system, the fixed asset, budgeting, the list goes on. So at the end of the day, what you have is a system that is sitting in the heart of the business, and then all the functions of the organization are nicely integrated into the one single application. So you don't need to invest in an HR software or a CRM software or a project management software. OpenERP comes and ships with all of these functions or modules that take care of these functions in one single application. So where do we come into all of this? As a leading OpenERP partner in Nigeria, we have a very deep functional and technical knowledge of the software. So this allows us to be able to implement OpenERP projects for our clients, because we use both the combined strengths of our local and offshore development team. We also provide all business services that are required towards successful project implementation, covering analysis, custom development, deployment, and data integration and migration. We support our clients locally 24/7 not just during the project but throughout the life of the project. So there is a pre-implementation support and there is an ongoing support even after implementation. We also train our clients on existing and new technologies, including OpenERP feature upgrades and new releases. Our offices currently are located in Lagos, Port Harcourt, in the addresses shown on the screen. We also have an offshore development office with a team that looks after all of our coding and customization work. The team is also able to fix any bug before we even escalate issues to OpenERP. So I want to encourage you, this is a brief introduction. Why don't you take the next step and give OpenERP a trial today? You'll be amazed how much it can change your business. Thank you.